It was a call of one of the previous investors that I know personally. So he sat on the board of a company that I was COO before, and he called me and said, are you interested to look into this opportunity? And he explained me what it is about, and that caught my attention, and yeah, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, it's maybe I elaborate a little bit what I saw from the outside and what I see now from the inside. So, 3 years ago when I came on board, the discussion with the investors was very much about DNB is a strong brand in the audio industry. It's an international business. It's technology driven, with a high quality aspect to it, and there's a special growth opportunity in installation. So that was my view of DNB when I came in, and it attracted me from a management perspective. So this management challenge of growing the business internationally and going into the installation side more, that was something that attracted me very much. And when I now look backwards, there was one thing that you couldn't see from outside. This is number one, the passion in the industry, but especially in the company. So the people here are burning for what they are doing. A lot of people who are working here, that does not matter if they work in R&D, in sales, or in the production field, they specifically want to work for DNB. They move cities from one place to the other to have the opportunity to work here. And this passion-driven motivation in the company is something that you cannot see from outside. You have to feel it when you are inside, and that's very special about it. It didn't really change in itself. So it's still a global business. We're a little bit more international now. So we opened an office in Singapore. We have grown our American revenues, our Asian revenues. So these are really the growth territories. The other factor was installation. We are still going for that's our growth field. We are still going to build that up. And if we look at the growth of the company in the last 10 years, it was 15% per year on average. But in installation, we grew last year 30%. So this is the over-proportional growth that we wanted. So still, it's the same strategy, but of course, with the size of the business, the company is changing. And you mentioned before, is the company a system manufacturer or are we a solution provider? So I think we are going through an interesting transition at the moment. The company was started as a loudspeaker system manufacturer. When Daubert and Belz, the two founders, when they created this company, they wanted to create the best possible sound, and their way of doing it was to create a complete system, means amplification and loudspeaker together. And that didn't change. This principle and the philosophy didn't change. So all of our systems combine amplifiers and loudspeakers. That's our way of optimizing the system's performance. But we are much more than a loudspeaker system manufacturer today. With our Dante network bridge, we entered the field of digital networks. And with we call it Soundscape, our project name for it is Soundscape, but with a audio matrix that we will launch at the end of the year. We are entering now into new fields where we will offer spatial sound, room emulation, and we are talking to completely new customer groups. So it's not only the technical experts that are responsible to pick the right loudspeaker system. We are talking to architects, to sound designers, really people who think, what is the purpose of a venue? What do I want to do there, and how do I get this done in the best possible way? And they are more thinking from the artistic and creative way rather than from the technology perspective. Absolutely high priority. I think when you don't think in the network, at least for all installation applications in the future, you are missing something. And everything that is done on the network in terms of software developing, in terms of applications that you can create on the network is of utmost importance for any loudspeaker manufacturer. So the loudspeaker at the end is the instrument that you address the public with, but everything that comes before really drives the decision what system you use at the end. So everything around the network, the capability to interface with it, even to work with companies together that are interfaced in the network, that do completely different things. That is something that is very important that you have to focus on. It's very important, I agree. It hasn't taken over because electronics, the whole acoustic part, and also our hardware design is very important. But software becomes increasingly important. So if I look at the number of engineers that we add every year, the portion of software engineers is the biggest portion. And that has to do with network, what we discussed before, also the features that we add to our systems. So it's not only the loudspeaker system itself, but it's also enabling technologies like array processing, like noise calc, and other things to come that enrich the loudspeaker systems that we have in the market already. So and that's also a reason why we need to add more software intelligence to our systems to keep systems longer in the market and to extend their lifespan. Definitely, yes. I think the products are designed in a way that serves the purpose, the best quality of sound. And number one, it's how it sounds, but number two, also how long can you use it. And German manufacturer, high quality requirements. So the durability of the product is very high. We give a 5-year warranty, and this element of adding enabling technologies. The lifespan of a system from a technology perspective is about 10 to 15 years. Yeah. Then we design a new product, and Q series was replaced by Y series. So that was the first major replacement of a line array that we did in the market, and that after 14 years. You need both, definitely. Yeah. So if I had to decide for one, then it's experience. Experience beats qualification. But on the other side, you need to be qualified in order to get into something, and then you need to gain experience in order to improve in it. And then at a certain point, it's good to bring in a little bit of new qualification, not new experience, but new ways of doing things. Yes. So this is what is happening here. So we work with a lot of experienced people. They have spent their life in the audio industry. A lot of our managers really have not managerial careers, but they are self-starters and self-learners. And then it's good when you have from time to time an experienced manager, even when he or she comes from a different industry, to bring in new ways of looking at things, especially when you grow, when you need the managerial aspect, when you have to design and define processes, and then create the structures that you need in order to manage a growing company. Yeah. So it's the combination really, but experience beats qualification. It's the race for talents, of course, but because everybody's running for the same talents. This is an important one. We are growing so fast that to last year we added 80 people, the year before 73 people, and you want to have the right qualification on board. But if I look at what day to day is happening in the company, our product managers or engineers, they are not really looking at what the competition is doing. It's always the same driver for them. They are saying, okay, what can we do in order to improve the sound on this application? So it's really more about what the purpose of the company is, high quality of sound, managing challenges that we see in the market, and then doing our own thing. When we look into businesses like the stadium business was so that's football stadiums or sports stadiums. But if you look at what is happening there, the requirement of sports stadiums today are increasing in terms of the media requirements that you have there. That's not only audio, it's also light, it's their video systems, but also security systems and everything. And the reason is most of the stadium operators, they use the stadiums not only for sports, they would like to increase the utilization. They want to keep as many people as possible for a long time in the stadium so that they can earn money with food and beverage, merchandising, other things. And that's the reason why they have to increase the level of entertainment there. And that's a driver. This increasing level of entertainment or the quality of entertainment also means quality of sound. Uh, 430 names at the moment, difficult. But on the other side, I have to say that when I worked with people in the company, I can also remember their names. And I had my production days where I went into production to learn how to do the pre-assembly, the assembly, quality check, packing. I was out in the field helping with loading, offloading, rigging the stuff. So no, it is. I think it makes a difference when you can talk to a customer and you have experienced what it means really to work on a building site. And then we have a lot of small little features in our rigging, for example. And when you can authentically talk about that, and if you have experienced that and you see the differences to other systems, I think that's important. And therefore, I did that. So every time when I do these things, I also meet people in the company that I normally wouldn't meet. And then I think I have a quite good memory for faces and names when I worked with people. So that was, I would say, I don't know everyone in the company by name, but a lot of them.